Hey guys, Dingle's back here. I got another replay for you. This is from some matches last night. Serpint and I were doing. We play together fairly often, and we're in the Silver 2v2 league. Yeah, I know we're pretty baller status, but I think we're doing pretty well. We're better than 50% in our wins. Today we are playing against your little cupcake, who is blue Terran top left, and Shoesies, which is red Terran bottom left. Serpent's top right, light blue Protoss as usual, and I am the pretty purple Terran in the bottom right. This game was pretty funny. I think we handled it pretty well, and my favorite part of this is the end. I'm not going to ruin it for you, but it's quite hilarious to see the ending of it. Serpent's being a good guy here. That's why I like him. He's going to go ahead and scout, which is a excellent thing to do. If you're new, I never played StarCraft 1, so I bought StarCraft 2 when this game was released, and I've been playing it ever since. So I don't know a lot, but what I have learned that is you have to scout. You have to know, at least have an idea of what your opponent is doing in order to prepare properly for it. If they're doing something completely off the wall and you have no idea, then how are you going to know how to counter it? And they can just waltz right in and bust you up. Like with these guys, we wanted to scout real early and make sure of what they're doing. You can see my scout down here on the bottom guy. We wanted to see what they were doing for gas. If both of these guys were getting double gas, we would have assumed they were going to do double Reaper rushes, which can be very tough to stop if you're not prepared properly for them. You see Serpent's trying to do some gas steal here, but actually he's going to fail on this one, I think. Yeah, he gets cornered. Oh no, poor little Serpent guy. Oh, no gas steal for you. So if we saw double gas, which we didn't, these guys are late on gas, so we're not expecting Reaper rushes. So okay, we're a little calmer now. We don't have to freak out and go out of our normal build routines and try to prevent it. So 15, I went to the what's that thing called? The orbital command. Sorry, yep. And that's normal build. I'm putting down my second barracks. So I got one gas. I'm just going to use this for upgrades. Terran really isn't dependent on gas early, but I like to have a little bit. And since both of these guys are Terran, my plan was to go for siege tanks. You see, I built my barracks a little too close to the command center. Like I said, I'm still kind of new to this game. I make mistakes quite often. But the key is to learn from your mistakes and kind of progress forward. So I had to lift that barracks up to put a tech lab on it, so I can get stem pack. I usually like to get stem pack early because it can be a big changer in the battles early on. If you have stem and your opponents do not, your army is going to fire twice as fast as theirs, and that can mean a huge difference when that first big battle comes. And that first big battle is usually a tide turner in these kind of matches. If you lose the first big battle and they do a quick counter, you could lose the game right there. So you can see we're not seeing anything abnormal from these guys. Double racks. They both walled up. Serpent and I, we kind of got away from walling up. We like to just try and put early pressure on to keep the other team on the defensive so we don't have to wall up and things like that. Now, if there's a Zerg, we might wall up. Probably not if there's just one. If there's two Zerg, we're absolutely going to wall up. And I'm going to cast another match later on where we did a 3v3, and they were all three Zergs. We knew they were going to do Zerg rushes, and we still couldn't stop it. I'll cast that one later. That one's really, that was a tough one there. There wasn't much we could do. We kind of got cornered, and we didn't scout. But anyway, back on this one. You see I'm throwing down two factories. I got both gases fully saturated, and I'm throwing in a starport as well for some medevacs. I'm going right to Tech Lab, and I'm going to start pumping out tanks. We're playing two Terrans. I'm expecting infantry, lots of infantry. So Serpent and I worked it out. I told him, hey, you work on the ground forces. I'm going to work on tanks. I do have some Marines because, well, there's no reason not to build a couple Marines. That's kind of stupid. And you can see, once again, I'm a noob. I'm Psylocked here, 27 to 27. Come on, Dingle. Build a supply depot whenever you're ready. Build one. Build one. Drop extra supplies. Do something. No, I'm just gonna sit here, supply locked. That's because I'm baller stats like that. I don't need troops. I don't need to spend my money in gas. It's not a problem. All that stuff's for wusses anyway. Who needs an army when you can just stock up on minerals like you're a retard. So that's a big error. You got to watch your supply count, guys. I fail at this quite often, and it causes a lot of problems. Usually if I see it and I mean, look at this. I'm even way over on my energy, so I don't know what I'm doing right now, but whatever it is, it's not good. So don't do that. So I'm probably going to notice here I'm trying to build a couple more SCVs. I know I got a lot of minerals on me, and at this point that person's probably yelling at me, you need to build more supply depots. So I can't get any tanks out. I mean, I've got money, I've got one in queue, but yeah, I still haven't built a supply depot. And I call down a mule. So this is really bad. Don't do this. You don't want to do that. That's bad. Do the exact opposite of what I'm doing there. Finally throwing in a supply depot, and I'm actually building a quick expand since I had all that extra minerals from being a retard. So I finally realized what was happening, and I'm going to try and correct it. So Serpint's got his warp gates upgraded here. Let's check out the unit tab. Let's see. I've got 18 SCVs. Blue's got way more than me. He's got 22. Reds, so they've got the macro down pat. They both have some Marauders. This guy's got some Banshees and a tank. So right now, they are definitely have the advantage. Yeah, I locked myself, so I'm horrible at that. That's bad. Luckily, Serpent's taking good care of me here. He's got a couple High Templar on the field with their Size Storms, and those things will wreck infantry like mad. So that's good. I've got tanks rolling. My siege tank upgrade is complete, so I do have siege tanks. I'm trying to stay on top of my supply depots. You can see I'm building 3 in a row here. I want to be ahead. I've got my secondary command center down. I'm going to gas, and I haven't started building any SCVs yet because I'm a retard. So they're scanning me. You can see a little cupcake dude is setting some Banshees to the north there. Bad timing for Serpint because he's moving his troops out and I'm moving my troops out. Serpint did build a proxy so we can warp in stuff here easily. So we're going to move out at the exact wrong time because we don't have any scouting. We don't know any Banshees are coming. I could have been scanning the base, and that would have been easy to detect because the tech lab. You see a tech lab, you can pretty much assume Banshees. So you can see here he's losing probes left and right, just 2 Banshees. He does have cloak, so you know that's going to be bad. So, I mean, he has lost 7 plus right now, and he's cloaked, so he lost 8. And I believe I have energy for a scan. It should be there. It is. So I'm going to scan, and he's just going to run away. Typical fashion. I'm bringing Marines back to help, and of course he's going to come down here, and he's going to start hitting this. So I got to bring Marines back down. Another new play by me. And right now our army is stopped. So this has effectively stopped us from attacking. We have to deal with these Banshees. I get my troops in position, and I take out both Banshees. Cha-ching. That was a good move. See, I noticed how I went directly under them. I didn't start firing at the edge because I didn't want him to run away, and I didn't scan until my Marines were in position. So I got my Marines directly under them, scanned, and was able to pick them off. So you can see down here, we're pushing on red. He doesn't really have much. He's got some Marines and some Marauders and stuff like that. No big deal. I've got my siege tanks set up, and I'm shelling them from down top. Look at these Size Storms drop. Oh, Marines just melting. I love that. That's awesome. Oh, we missed this guy coming from the north. Luckily, I had my Marines and siege tanks ready to go.